There lived a humble village rat named Kwame who lived a simple life. He spent his days scavenging for nuts and fruits in the nearby forest, content with the bounty of nature. Kwame's home was a cozy little nest in a tree trunk, surrounded by vibrant flowers and the soothing sounds of birds chirping. He loved to spend his evenings listening to the village elders' tales of wisdom and folklore. One day, his city-dwelling friend, Kelvin, paid him a visit. Kelvin was a sophisticated rat, with a flair for the finer things in life. He regaled Kwame with tales of the city's grandeur, describing the opulent buildings, vibrant markets, and sumptuous feasts. He scoffed at Kwame's simple life, saying, "You poor thing, don't you ever crave jollof rice with salad and grilled chicken? Don't you yearn for the finer things in life?" Kwame's curiosity was piqued, and he began to fantasize about the city's luxuries. He wondered what it would be like to dine on exotic delicacies, attend glamorous parties, and ride in sleek cars. Kelvin's words planted a seed of discontent in Kwame's mind, and he started to feel like his simple life was somehow lacking. Months later, Kwame decided to visit Kelvin in the city. As he stepped off the bus, he was struck by the towering skyscrapers and bustling streets. Kelvin welcomed him with open arms and ushered him into a grand mansion. The opulent decorations and sleek furniture left Kwame wide-eyed and wonderstruck. As they sat down to a humble meal of bread and fried fish, Kelvin treated Kwame to a thrilling football match between Manchester United and Manchester City. Kwame's eyes widened in awe as he watched the game, cheering along with the crowd. For a moment, he forgot about his simple life in the village and felt like a true city rat. But their fun was short-lived. The house owner and his son stormed in, furious at the sight of the rats. "Hit them! Hit them on the head! Kill them! Don't let them escape," the owner shouted. Kelvin quickly pulled Kwame to safety, and they hid under the sofa. The house owner and his son turned the furniture upside down, searching for the rats. They rummaged through the cupboards, tossed aside cushions, and even lifted the carpets. Kelvin and Kwame held their breath, frozen in fear as the chaos erupted around them. By sheer luck, they found a narrow hole to hide in, a tiny crevice behind the armchair. As they waited until the tension subsided, Kwame's heart pounded in his chest. He realized that the city's luxuries came with a price, the constant threat of danger, the stress of living in hiding. He began to wonder if the simple life in the village wasn't so bad after all. The owner decided to fumigate the house, and the rats knew they had to escape. They made a run for it, dashing through the hallways, dodging brooms and mops. They finally reached the safety of the outdoors, gasping for air as they emerged into the bright sunlight. Kelvin took Kwame on a tour of the city, showing him the bustling markets, the vibrant street art, and the historic landmarks. But Kwame's excitement began to wear off as he realized that the city's glamour came with a cost. The noise, the crowds, the pollution, it was all so overwhelming. As they walked through the city streets, Kwame met various characters, a street vendor who sold delicious roasted nuts, a musician who played soulful melodies on his guitar, and a group of children who played tag in the park. Each encounter made Kwame realize that the city wasn't just about luxury and grandeur, but also about the people and their stories. Despite the new experiences, Kwame couldn't shake off the feeling that he didn't belong in the city. He longed for the peace and tranquility of the village, the familiarity of the forest, and the warmth of his community. As they sat in a quiet cafe, Kelvin noticed Kwame's homesickness. "You know, Kwame, I've lived in the city all my life, but sometimes I feel like I'm missing out on the simple things. Maybe the village life isn't so bad after all." Kwame smiled, feeling a sense of validation. "I think you're right, Kelvin. I've learned that true happiness comes from appreciating what you have, not from coveting what others possess." Kwame returned to his village, feeling wiser and more content. He settled back into his cozy nest, surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of nature. He feasted on coconuts and palm kernels, drank palm wine, and lived the rest of his life without fear. As he looked out at the lush forest, he reflected on the wisdom of the saying, godliness and contentment is of great gain.